Hi, and welcome to Georgina Blooms. We are in a most wonderful garden today, and you are going to thoroughly enjoy this. If you weren't on the garden tour, you missed this garden. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, and joining me is Sally Rogers, and we are in Sally's garden, and I saw it a couple of months ago, and Sally was on the garden tour as well this summer. Those who walked through your garden could not say enough. So I'm really, you volunteered your garden for the garden tour. Very brave lady. And there are people out there that should do the same for the next garden tour. Sally's garden is absolutely stunning, and you use salvage found stuff, as you will see. The door behind us is a found door.
Yes.
That you created.
Yep.
And the signage throughout your garden. As well. So we're going to take a walk. I think we'll start this.
Sure.
So this is the signage I was talking about. Everywhere and a lot of this was for the garden tour itself. You described and have pictures of plants that are done.
Yes. Yeah, the bloom was incredible on this clematis, and unfortunately it was not in blooming when the tour was on. So I wanted a picture of exactly what it would look like, and it was just incredible.
And that picture is, like, if you look at it, that picture is of the actual plant itself.
That was literally like 3 weeks ago.
Wow. You could have put plastic ones. So the one thing that I also love your lights lining the path. They are really, really pretty. Very, very different. Yeah, and they would create a really nice
ambiance.
Yes.
As you're walking in.
Yes. So front bed, superb stones and easy.
Maintain.
Perennials.
Yeah.
Very. And you've got monkshood in the corner.
Yes.
And Veronica, which is bloom all summer long.
Yes.
Do you cut back your?
No. Well, when they stop flowering, I do. But it's just greenery.
Yeah. The geraniums.
Yeah, the geraniums.
And hostas.
Some of it needs to be moved around because of shade and sun, and but always a garden is in work.
Yeah. Oh, a work in progress.
Work in progress.
So you need to stand here with me beside your
giant grass.
Obscene.
Of giant grass. Yes.
So this looks like a type of bamboo.
Yes.
And you said it's not finished growing.
No, it's it'll probably grow another 2 to 3 feet high, and then it'll stop. It likes the heat of July and August.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's beautiful, and it obviously loves it here.
Yes.
But there is more, and as we head around the corner, I want you to know meticulous.
Yeah, sort of OCD.
So there is a door in the front. There's a bed frame here for clematis.
Yeah, this is a new garden I started this year. This was all lilies, and I ripped it out and started all over again. And over the winter I worked on projects, and I collected bed frames, and I made them clematises or trellises, and then I put a clematis here.
And the nice thing is you've got you've
chicken
popped
wire
in. Yeah. So the expectation is to cover everything.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
And this one, again, sweet autumn clematis.
Yes.
Like, how helpful were you to have signage and a picture of what's to come?
Yes.
And even before entering your garden, of reusing things. Like you get a sense, the door in the front, the bed frames here, and this.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna love this. So, Door City. This fence has got to be one of a kind for sure. And this got started how?
This, it's just a privacy fence, and it was built during COVID when no one was on the road, and I just started buying cheap doors, and then I just built it, and I thought it was different. And you know, as you're going to see walking through my garden, there's a lot of different and unique items in the.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the tire. Why? Because this door was boring and didn't have a window?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm a big Pinterest girl, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, you pull that, oh, and the cats.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So when you walk into the, and this cat's name is?
Marley.
Marley. Okay, Bob. So here's the wow again with the grasses. They are like massive.
Yes.
And beautiful. And
Yeah.
and they're not
They're very tropical.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot cheaper than, you know,
Yeah, fence. Yeah.
going to the Caribbean even.
Yes.
And you were saying that some of the plant material in here is losing sun
Well,
because of
yeah. It's great. It gives me great privacy, but again, it's expanding, and it's giving my perennials shade. So they're looking for sun.
Yeah, coming.
So I gotta, but unfortunately with these things, the root system is so hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do something about it next year because it's choking out some of my perennials. Although I love it,
Yeah.
and it's great privacy, it has to be cut back.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And like just everywhere are little things. The watering can with the lights.
Yeah.
I know is just interesting stuff to pick it up.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we will see the rest of Sally's garden.
Thank
it
you.
needs an hour. Yeah. Do come back, please. Welcome back. And we're in the garden of Sally Rogers, who is just on a garden tour, and rightfully so. And so in the garden, in the back garden, you have white obedient plant. So
Yes.
very unusual because
Yeah.
it's usually purple.
It's usually purple. My mom gave me that years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been around for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've kept your obedient, because the obedient plant is not necessarily obedient.
Yeah, it's not, and it's kept to that circle for many years, but I had to train it, and it's just that little pile now, which is wonderful. I don't have to. It somehow sneaks into the grass, but I keep it under control. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
And Annabelle hydrangeas and rudbeckia that
Yeah.
are absolutely stunning.
yeah.
More grass.
I know. This is privacy for my pool,
Yes.
and
Which, by the way, is very pretty.
yeah, thank you.
And as you go through the garden, you can tell that you have your own, you think salvage, little statuaries of, you've made all these,
Yeah, yeah,
which are so cool.
yeah.
I love this, the emptying bucket of joy. And what an easy plant to get started in
Well,
there.
I just took a chunk out of it and just put it in there and said, well, let's just see how it does.
And apparently it does
Yeah.
extremely well.
Yes, it does.
And this is one of my favorites. I just think the use of interesting things, because I remember these
Pulleys, yep,
from my mom's clothesline.
yep.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
And as we go through the garden, now this is all just kind of getting
Within
started.
the last 2 years,
Yeah.
I started this.
Yep.
So it's just, yeah, it's just starting.
So all of this is going to, certainly the Solomon seal will take over.
Yep.
The hostas are all going to get larger. Does this glow in the dark?
Yes, it does. So I was given these 3 lights, and I put them in my
Oh.
garden, and they go either 16 different colors or just one color.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So these are typically for a pool, right? Yes?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Somebody said they're just garden lights, so they gave me some
Oh.
garden lights.
You need to introduce me to your friends. So, and all of this will thicken up.
Yes.
Rule of thumb is sleep, creep, leap for perennials.
Yes.
First year, they just stay where they are. Second year, they get a little bigger. And the third year, they go nuts.
Yeah.
So, and I love the rocks.
Yeah.
I'm all about stone.
That was in the front garden, and I had a rock garden in the front garden. And in 2020, I transferred it back to the back because it was a hostas.
Right.
And I just thought, I'll just throw them back here. So they worked out pretty good.
Okay, you throw really nicely. This is going to be gorgeous.
Yes.
And I love the sign. So everywhere for the tour, Sally has signage, which is humorous and greatly appreciated.
Yes.
And back here, you have, I love this, area under construction.
Yeah, I last fall I ripped apart all this garden because it was ditch lilies and
Yeah.
not. So, and now I've been slowly but surely working on it all summer long.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, and this was original here. You can see how thick it is.
Yep.
And how, so up to that rock, I ripped out everything and started all over again.
So when I came here initially, this was empty
Empty. Yeah.
and had ditch lilies here and there.
Yeah.
So good on you.
Yeah.
Wow. And again, more use of cool stuff. Now
Yeah.
I've got those and they're hanging in a tree.
Yes, yeah.
those are-
I
yeah.
saw yours, and that I thought that was a fabulous idea. I have more behind my shed, and I think I might just do that
And put a plant in
and
the
put a
middle.
plant in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's a good idea.
Thank you. I had an idea. And more grass. That'll
more
go
grass,
ballistic.
And then this is a foam bush. My mom gave it to me years ago.
Wow.
She's a gardener, and it was in the Millennial at Mill Pond in Richmond Hill. And so she took a cutting and she gave it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it too is.
It's sort of like goat's beard, but it's
yeah.
not.
I would have thought it closer to goat's beard.
Yeah.
Foam bush.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's interesting. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yes.
And it's, it's obscenely large next to the obscenely large grass.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So
Very cool. And
yeah.
this bed is
and
just,
this bed is just mainly roses and phlox, and some people have given me stuff from their garden, so I just threw it in like that is like a family of
allium.
and it's died back now. But I just
It'll
I just,
do stuff in
I'll
the spring.
I just threw whatever in, and if it needs to be flipped around in the spring or it's not getting enough sun, I just
Yep. And you just move it.
and you just move it.
But right now, this gets,
Full sun, like once it's past this tree, full sun until about 4 o'clock.
okay, so this is a great bed for roses, for sure.
And there's roses in
Yeah.
and amongst all here. Unfortunately, the rain a couple of weeks ago decimated them, but that's
And when you're getting started, and freshly tilled soil and all that, it's hard it becomes mucky.
Yes.
And plants don't know what to do with themselves, is my thought.
yes.
And as we round out in your yard, I love this, and my husband loved this from the tour as well. So this is an empty bed with signage. future garlic bed.
Yeah.
And so you'll be planting that in
Yeah,
October.
my sister has quite the garlic bed at her house, so I just thought maybe I'd have a garlic bed, and I like garlic, so.
Oh yeah, it's good for you.
Yes.
Again, another prepared bed and more signage with a picture of what you're going to build here.
Yeah.
And given what you've built, I'd say that's going to be here soon.
Yes. Yeah, next month.
But what a great way to honor. I think this is the part in the garden tour that people really appreciated, and all done with sense of humor.
Yes.
Now the veggie bed is a bed.
Yep. I bought that at an antique shop, or not a shop, but a Aberfoyle.
Okay.
And I got it home, and I'm like, I think it's going to be my tomato bed.
Your tomato shrub bed.
Yeah, my shrub. It gets a little bit wild.
I know. And this has been a great year for lettuce as well.
Absolutely.
And I haven't seen anyone's garden where the lettuce hasn't been supreme. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is quite the nice bed. And you've made this box like a mattress, which is perfect. So perfect. So, yeah, so beds and doors. And when I was here last, you had a number of friends that were building this fire pit, which is huge, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
So the grass was all being cut out.
Yep.
And those friends were wondering why they were your friends.
Yeah. I love my friends. I love them. I get them to come over and help me with all my projects, but they love it.
So, you go in the pool, you sit at the bar, and then in the evening at the fire pit. And as we go towards your deck,
Yep.
which you built,
Yes, I did.
again, the different grasses are awesome.
Yes.
And they do provide a ton of privacy as well.
Yes.
And your access to the deck is that side, this side, and up here.
Yes.
And there are some of the things on the deck are truly only a Salvage person could think of them. Please stay tuned. Some of this is more than you expect. Welcome back. And we are on Sally's deck, which you built.
I did.
Super impressive. And the deck makes you feel like smiling all the time. There's a sign, this is the life. Yes, it is when you're on this deck.
Yeah.
And so right by the door, you've got 2 wagons full of spices, or herbs, which makes a whole lot of sense.
Yep.
Basil and parsley, and you said catmint?
Catnip.
Catnip.
And chives.
Perfect.
Yep.
And I love the other sign, the deck bar proudly serving whatever you brought.
Yeah, that was a big hit on the tour.
Yeah. Was that a found sign? Because that's just too...
No, a friend of mine gave me that. She said, I think it needs to be on your deck. And I said,
she's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So more found items were the telephone table.
Yep.
Which those of us of a certain vintage...
would remember it.
Yeah. And I'm more vintage than you are.
Yes.
So the grasses provide this cocoon. And where the curtains are open, it's covered by grass, which is awesome. And this is, you have to explain this.
Again, at Aberfoyle, I purchased a chicken feeder, and There's all earwigs. When it fills in, you can't see the metal. It just drapes with flowers. And
so the feed would have gone in here and come out here for all the chickens to stand around.
Yeah.
But this is what Sally does. She views items, interesting items, and throughout your house are also interesting items, and sees it, well, in the garden in terms of plant material.
Right.
And this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So this wasn't on Pinterest or
No.
anything?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
I just saw it and went, I think that would make a good planter.
So you could hire out just to wander around people's yards going, why aren't you using this as a planter?
Right.
So,
Well, yeah.
and all of your planters are doing extremely well.
Yeah.
But to look down through the yard and to sit here and know that that's by your enjoyment. And I'm just noticing this is a ladder.
Yeah, this is a barn ladder.
That's so cool.
And then the table's a spool.
A what?
A spool.
Those big round things?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, from Hydro.
Yes.
We're all going to be looking at the side of the road, and then we're going to bring it to you.
Yeah, sure. I've made a couple of them for friends.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You look at these things and for the most part wonder what to do with them. So if this is an indication of what you're doing outside, the inside is just incredible.
Yeah, the inside is pretty fabulous.
Doors, beds, pulleys, feeders, everything is up for grabs. And the name of your company is?
Salvage Creations. And I use recycled items and I make them new.
And if people have recycled items that they don't know what to do with?
They can definitely donate them to me if they want to, or, they can phone me up and ask me, I have this, what do you think it would make? And I'm like, well, and then you just sort of go on Pinterest and get some ideas. And, yeah.
Scary Pinterest.
Yeah.
It either keeps you on the computer like forever, or
I used to spend hours, but now I'm not that bad.
No, you get very specific in what you're looking for. And this is truly, truly a gem, and I can't wait for your plants to thicken up, because that's just going to be gorgeous.
Yes.
And I've got some plants for you that you must have.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All of this is absolutely gorgeous. This is not recycled. These are?
No, I just found them on the side of the road, and then just decided that, somebody's garbage is my treasure, so I painted them and added some rocks from the dollar store and candles, and voila!
And there it is.
And there it is. It's just an extra accent on my deck.
Thank you so much.
No
Thank
problem.
you. And I hope you enjoyed this and have a little taste of what you can do with found objects. And if you don't know what to do with found objects, Sally's here. Thank you very much.
No
and thank
problem.
you for being on the garden tour.
No problem. My
Absolute
pleasure.
joy.
It was a great time.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. Bye for now.